afternoon and good evening to you, the good people of the tube. Hope you're all today, hope you're in granules on your world. Hi there! I have a guitar to show you all today. It is this one. Do not adjust your sets. That is for single coil pickups. I am in heaven. This is a Revelation RJT-60Q, or the Quad, if you will, the Revelation Quad. This has been very, very kindly sent to me by Revelation, and within 1 minute of playing it, I bought it. I literally played this, I took it out of the box, it was in tune, and I strummed a couple of chords on it, and I was playing it for about a minute, and I turned to Joe, and I said, I'm having this. This is not going back, I'm keeping it. So this is now my guitar, and it's gone straight into circulation as one of my main guitars, and I love it to bits. It's one of the most amazing guitars I've ever played, and it's got some weird DNA, which I'll talk about in but a sec. But first, let me tell you what we got. We got 4 single coil pickups. They're Allen Entwistle pickups, and they're amazing, absolutely amazing. And one thing I do like is the fact that all in a line. Like for instance, on the Strat, you have that one that's angled on the back, so your G, B, and E strings are always quite bright. And obviously, you know, your E and D are kind of like a lot darker, and if you're doing Jimi Hendrix thing, it goes reversed. But here, they're all in a line, so they're all really even, and I like that a lot. And when I play it in a sec, I'll show you what I mean by even. So you've got Allen Entwistle single coil pickups, all 4 of them. Master volume, master tone. You've got a Strat style tremolo with a big block. It's not one of those kind of weedy, kind of like small blocks. It's a proper big block tremolo, and it's immense, and it feels rock solid and awesome. You got Jaguar type switching, basically by the dip switches here, and these are obviously individual pickup selectors. So that one's for that one, that one's for that one, that one's for that one, that's for that one, and so on and so forth. And you can have any combination of these 4 pickups on these switches. And another cool thing is to turn the pickups on, you don't switch the switch up like you do on a Jaguar. So that is not on, you push them down to turn them on. So when you're strumming away, if you catch those things, all you're going to do is turn on another pickup. You're never going to turn the guitar off unless you're doing some kind of weird upstroke thing, which wouldn't be very advisable. It'd be a bit of a strange technique. Or you look like you're kind of digging for gold. I'll find that gold one day, boy. Anyway, that's just weird. So yeah, so you get any combination of pickups, which I'm going to show you today, and then you also have this switch, which is called the ATN5 switch. And this is kind of like Revelation's kind of own thing. It's like a baritone almost kind of thing. You find them like a Gibson, but this one is actually kind of like voiced totally different to that. It's a proper awesome thing. And you've got this five-way switch, which works on every combination of pickup selection. So not only do you have, like, I don't know how many combinations of different pickups, so you can get bridge and that one, bridge and that one, bridge and that one, and then you get bridge and this one, and then you get that one and this one. You know, not only have you got that, you've got another 5 tones on each setting. I've counted up to about 60 different sounds so far. It was a bit mad. But yeah, I've been able to count up to like 60 different sounds. Sorry about that one, I have an itchy nose that I couldn't get rid of, so I had to stop the camera for a brief second. But yes, 60 individual sounds so far. Some are very similar, some are totally bizarre, but it's just a bottomless pit of tone, this guitar. It's just a bottomless pit of tone. And then you've got this tone down here, and also you get, when you're on like full distortion, you roll the volume, like with the volume all the way up, you get all these different sounds, and different sounds on the ATN switch. And then when you roll the volume down to clean up the guitar, you get a whole different set of tones on them and this. It's just unreal. It's absolutely unreal. Anyway, without further ado, let me show you some of these sounds, because I know that's what you're all dying to hear, and you're sick of me yammering on. Okay, so, bridge pickup. Do bridge pickup. It's just a real nice. It sounds to me like a real cross. Like it kind of leans to a more of a stratty kind of sound. But it's also almost got like a Telecaster-y thing as well, which I don't know. It's just awesome. It's just a really mad pickup, but I can't place it. It seems to be between a Strat and a Telecaster. It seems to be totally between them two. So now next pickup up. So this pickup here. So it's kind of like a middle pickup on like a Strat with there. So it's kind of just back from that. It sounds like this. So that's that. Next one along, again, you got, this is more of a Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas blues kind of pickup, that one there. So it's mad, that one. And then you get your neck pickup, which is just to die for. It's just a gorgeous neck pickup sound. Just unreal. And you get all those kind of classic stratty kind of sound. But it kind of almost does that Telecaster-y thing as well, where it's not quite as bright as a Strat, but it's not quite as dark as a Telecaster. It's a real hybrid in these pickups, and I say these two pickups on the inside, they're kind of like out of phase pickups almost. They're not, but they're not. They're a little bit different. Anyway, so let me show you a couple more combinations down here. Now I'll go to the ATN switch. So if I put the bridge and the neck pickup on and put a bit more distortion on, it sounds to me like it's like the middle setting on a Les Paul, like both pickups on a Les Paul, or like both pickups on a Telecaster, and it almost kind of reminds me of like Jimmy Page's kind of sound. Seems to have that kind of honk so to say. I mean, clean, it's kind of like almost Telecaster-y. I say, it really is kind of like almost Telecaster-y kind of thing. It has that kind of honk snappiness to it, which is really, really cool. So that's both those pickups on. Let me quickly just randomly go through settings and so these are now these two pickups on. So bridge and the one just in front of a bridge, and it kind of gives it. So that's both them on. So now this is the bridge and that one on. This one sounds great with distortion for the leads. That's an awesome sound. And then you've heard that one. And then you get combinations between neck pickup. I mean, this is kind of like most common kind of thing. So this is neck pickup and that pickup there. Madly different sound that is, and this is the neck pickup and that pickup. So yeah, kind of like the third pickup, if you will. If I kind of numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, where are we? Neck and that one. It's just unreal, and then you can kind of get combinations where, the middle two on their own, so that's just these two on their own, both together. The clarity of the sound is just so good, like the kind of like the quacky honk, it never seems to go away. This is all 4 pickups on together. This here, I'll show you clean and distorted. It's just huge, and it's such a weird sound. Because when you're on the high strings, you kind of hear more of the neck pickups, so these two, and when you're on the low strings, you hear more of these two. So the top, like the E, A and D strings are really quacky, but the bottom 3 are really warm. It just kind of warms up the weirdest way. That quack is always there when you kind of want it, so it's really warm down here, but as soon as I got to the E, A and D strings, you hear that kind of like that kind of quacky kind of sound come back in. But it's just unreal. It's absolutely unreal. It's just, how many sounds in one guitar? It's just like one of the most versatile things in the world. Then let's get to the ATN 5 switch, and let's talk about some of these tones on top of them tones. And then we'll talk about the rolled down volume tones. It's just a bottomless pit, but it's a great bottomless pit, and I don't mind diving into it. Okay, I'm just in love with the amount of things this guitar has, sound-wise. It's just one of those. This is going to sound like a bold statement, but it's just one of those ultimate guitars. It does so many things. It just does so many things. It's just unreal. I can't. My mind has been blown by this guitar. And when I took it out and first played it, I was like, like I say, I didn't even plug it in to see if it, like, you know, to see what it sounded like before I bought it. Basically, it was literally like, you know, as soon as I just strummed it and felt it, I was like, this has to be my guitar. And when I plugged it in, it just got even better. And it's just ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, let me show you the ATN5 switch now. Right, the idea behind the ATN5 was to give you all kind of different. It's just basically make the guitar even more versatile than it already is, if that's possible. It actually does do that, and it's supposed to kind of give you different kind of tones, like country and blues and rock and this kind of other, and jazz and stuff like that. But it does so much more than that. It revoices the entire guitar. It revoices the entire pickups and the entire tone of the guitar. It's just mad. Like, I found this one out. If I turn on the middle two pickups and turn, so where it is now, that's disengaged. It's not doing anything. And then you turn it to the left, or it'll be my counterclockwise. I'm guessing it'll be your clockwise because it's seeing me right. You turn it to the left and it goes around 5 notches. So all the way this way is just disengaged. So this is just these two pickups without this. This is not doing anything, right? So that's just them two pickups with the Marshall Governor 2 Plus on it, and that's not doing anything. But if I turn it to 1 notch in, for some reason, it almost gives you a money for nothing kind of sound. Ridiculous. It's like a cocked wah kind of sound, just in the guitar. I'm not, you know, that's just distortion. But then if I do the same thing again, so this is disengaged. The ATN is disengaged. Middle two pickups. Now switching the ATN on to position 1, full volume. Sound. But now if I roll the volume just in, so it's breakthrough, totally different sound. Then I roll the volume all the way back up, you get back to money for nothing, kind of cocked wah. It's just unreal. And that's just position 1. And that's just on those two pickups. So I'm going to show you the ATN on the bridge now and show you kind of like the kind of chord tones. If I go to clean, and I'll show you in distortion. Okay, so this is just the bridge pickup on its own. This is now position 1 on the ATN. You really hear that honk there, that really kind of like cocked wah sound. Position 2. Position 3. That's a wicked one. Position 4. Is it position 4? No, sorry, this is position 5. And then back to normal. So you've got all them just on a rotary dial without actually even messing different pickups. One thing I do like is if I go to the neck pickup, go to position 5 on the ATN switch, and then click on distortion and roll the volume in, it cleans up. It helps with the cleanup. This is kind of that disengaged. It's a really nice cleanup, but if you turn that all away, you get even more. With kind of a vague tinge of out of phase. And if I do that on the bridge pickup, it almost sounds like Peter Green. I think it's with that one. Where is it? And then I roll the volume up and it's totally different. But it's got this weird thing where some tones will boost low end and high end all at the same time. So it'll be really bassy, but the clarity's still there. Like that. I mean, that's massive. Yeah, you can hear the difference, it's insane. But, I mean, it's just... What? It defies belief, man. It's just... I ain't got the words. I don't have the words. It's just supremely awesome. Endless. It's endless fun. And like I say, one thing I do love about it is the fact it's got this Strat-esque tremolo, and the fact it's a big block is really cool as well. It just gives it more stability. Like, because I love my Jaguar, but the tremolo and the bridge, you have to play a Jaguar in a very kind of like subdued way. You have to be kind of like gentle with a Jaguar for it to behave properly. You can't kind of like go blasting into it, really. You have to approach it in a different way. Here, with the Jaguar-esque body shape, that offset body shape, it just feels like it's just been enhanced. That's probably the wrong word. Yeah, it's probably the wrong word, enhanced. But with this tremolo, it just feels more solid, and you don't have to kind of worry about like bashing into the guitar. It really just kind of springs back at you when you do that. So it's really good with the Jaguar. If you lay into it, it kind of cowers in the corner, unfortunately. I found that even with like a Mustang bridge and stuff like that, they still tend to kind of like, you know, have those problems. This doesn't have any of that. But just to quickly say, the body is actually smaller than a Jaguar as well. It's like it's not substantially smaller, but it is smaller, and it's also lighter as well because you've got the tremolo cavity in the back and the routing for the 4 pickups. But it is smaller. But it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. And there is just... You put like chorus on it. Where can we go? This setting almost kind of... Chorus set with that pickup and that pickup on, almost it really kind of like reminds me of always kind of like African kind of guitar styles, like Suku style and stuff like that. But then like just switching one off, you get like, you know, rock. it's just awesome. Like, where have you been all my life? Oh, like I say, I can't thank Revelation enough for sending me this, but like I say, they're not getting it back, it's mine now. And I can't recommend this guitar, and I can't recommend Revelation enough. Everything I've played of theirs just doesn't feel like what they're selling it for. I'm like, are you mad? Is that price correct? That must be a mistake. I just love the hybridness of this. Let me talk about that too before I finish the video, because it's gone on for actually longer than I expected. And I could be here all day showing you the individual ins and outs of the sounds, but I mean, I'm not being funny, but I really cannot recommend this guitar enough. I can't. I really can't. It's just one of those. It's just like, I mean, it'd be an amazing studio guitar as an amazing live guitar. I mean, in the studio, it's kind of like, you know, any kind of sound is kind of located in here. It really is. It's bizarre. You almost kind of get a humbucker sound when you combine these two together. I mean, it's, you know, it kind of. It's just big and fat. That was the wrong one. I wanted that one. I can't get my brain around it. It's just too cool. So let me just finish on talking about some of the DNA of this guitar and kind of like, you know, what it feels like and stuff like that. Because like I said, I really cannot recommend it enough. Like I say, the tremolo, which I'll use in a minute, I'll show you that in a second, is just, it just feels great. It just feels like solid, and it just works. It's just really good. And the fact it's a big block as well is just great. It's just gives it a little bit more. The electrics are awesome. So let's talk about DNA. Obviously, it's a Jazzmaster Jaguar-esque body. It's the Fender offset body. We can all see that. It's very, very clear to see. With Jaguar switching, so you've got the Jaguar Jazzmaster body with Jaguar switching, Gibson 355 Veritone switch, which doesn't do anything that, you know, does something totally different to what the Gibson switch does. Then you've got Jazzmaster switching down here, or just a volume and a tone, or Jazzmaster / Telecaster / Jaguar thing with just a volume and a tone. But then we go on to the neck. Now the neck's bizarre because the back of the neck, the actual shape of the neck, it's like a D-shaped neck, but it feels like a Fender neck. It feels like it feels a lot like a Telecaster. It feels like an early Telecaster neck, but thinner, with a Strat kind of profile. That's what the neck feels like to me. It's a real hybrid. But then you get onto the fretboard, and I forget the actual wood of the fretboard now. It's not rosewood. This is because obviously we're not allowed to use rosewood. This is actually something else. But you would never know. It looks gorgeous. It's got this kind of like purpley almost kind of tinge in certain lights. But anyway, the fretboard is the width of the fretboard from, like, you know, from this edge to that edge is the exact width of a Gibson. That 2010 Les Paul, well, this one. This one here, the width of this neck here is the exact same width of this neck here. So, and I've also kind of like got some measurements off the internet as well. So the neck width is Gibson, and obviously you've got the block inlays as well, which is like a Les Paul custom. So you've got a weird kind of hybrid neck of Telecaster Strat and the Les Paul. So you've got the width of the Les Paul, where the strings are really kind of, they're nicely spaced. Like they're not like super bunched up, so to say, but not like, you know, Fender are bunched up, but they're a bit further spread out than they are on like a Fender. But you've got the feel and kind of like comfort of like not being a baseball bat, but kind of like it's a bit thinner. You know, I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see that at all, but it's kind of like, it's quite, it's not thin-ish, but it's a thin kind of neck. It's not, you know, it's not Ibanez shred thin, but it is really nice. It just sits in the palm of your hand perfectly. And also because the neck's bound as well, it's got a bound neck, and the binding and the fretwork is just bob on. There's no sharp edges, it's just so smooth, and everyone who's picked it up has gone, good gravy, it's really smooth from one end to the other, and the access is good. But it's a real kind of weird hybrid between a Jazzmaster, a Jaguar, a Telecaster, a Strat, and a Les Paul. And also it sits almost like an SG, but not quite. Like certain SGs, you feel like the E chord's like over here, the E chord does sit quite far that way, but not like with a Fender. It's normally like here. With a Les Paul, it's there. With an SG, it's a little bit more further out, but it sits a bit further away, so your arms are a bit more extended that way with open chords. So it's a real hybrid. Sorry about a camera glitch, but yes, it really is. It's a proper hybrid of loads of different things, and it's all the good features. It's not the bad features. It's not like, you know, like the Jaguar tremolo with the bridge. It's not the Jazzmaster's tremolo with the bridge. It's not certain things that are bad about, you know, a Strat or a Telecaster or a Les Paul or an SG. It's all the good parts whacked into one guitar with 4 pickups, individual switching. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to shut up rambling because, like I say, this video's already gone on for a lot longer than I expected it to. But I got carried away, and that's what this guitar will do. I can't recommend these enough. I can't recommend that company enough. I've tried a lot of their guitars now, and hopefully I'll be bringing you some more Revelation guitars in the future as well. Because they're just awesome. Like I say, I saw the price tag and I was like, are you sure? You know, what's the catch? Do I have to go and, like, you know, mine diamonds for you on the weekend? You know, if I pay that for this, do I to pay the rest off, do I have to go and work in your underground sugar caves with the ants? You know, no, and there's literally no other cat. It's just like, what? And it's just unreal, absolutely unreal. So yeah, can't recommend this guitar enough. The Revelation RJT-60Q, or the Quad, if you will. That's what I've just got kind of calling it, the Quad, because it's just awesome. Okay, so, and I love the colour as well, that kind of like, it's almost kind of Daphne blue, but it's kind of like a tint of green to it, but yeah. Anyway, like I say, oh yeah, another thing to quickly mention too, the dials you see here, the knobs you see here, I've changed them out. It originally came with just like a Telecaster silver kind of style knobs, but because I play a Strat so much, I changed them out for these because I just find these a lot more comfortable for me, and I feel more at home with these style of knob covers. So that's just something. That's why mine looks a little bit different there. So they're silver kind of Telecaster style knobs originally, but I say I just find them more comfortable just because I play a Strat so much. It just feels more like home, if you will. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again on Monday for another video. Yeah. Have a great weekend, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. I'll see you again. Again? I can't talk. This is guitar's fault. Anyway, see you again. Goodbye now. Holy hell!